Nearly had the perfect intro there, and then Byak and Senzer ready up without me telling them. Anyway, guys, welcome to. This is kind of an impromptu
Thunderdome tournament.
Bit of an impromptu Thunderdog. See you now. Yeah, do you know what, Thunderdog? Let's go for it. That way. Right. Surprise Thunderdog first 10. It's gonna be Senzer versus reigning champion Byak. I'm not saying his full name because I can never pronounce it.
Surprise, right? Like, we've been expecting it, but we were expecting it like 2 days ago, and then yesterday.
Yeah, I'm sorry guys, I kind of dropped the ball on that one.
We got a lead in.
This is kind of a throwback though, because Senzer was usually gatekeeping Byak from a lot of tournaments, if I remember correctly.
Oh god, yeah, remember when Byak was gold? That was weird, don't it? Now he's definitely
ranked. 1,000 points.
So let's see what Senzer has done to prepare for this game. I'm looking forward to it.
Yo, I don't know if you guys ever watched those clips that Senzer posts in chat, but he has some sick kind of Ryu specific tech stuff that is fun. Oh, actually swapped sides that time mid-screen. It would be reversals into the corner. Senzer on a pretty big life deficit, but positionally not too bad, and he's got a bar. Spends it on the EX fireball, and now we're in the corner. Good anti-air, still using that anti-air jab, season 3.5. Capcom can't kill it. Almost whiff punishes that command grab, but doesn't quite manage it.
Senzer takes the first round. He's spacing himself very well, very well.
Round 2. Fight.
See this, he just wants to stand just outside of Laura's standing hard kick, like around here. And then he jumped in, of course, and almost died. But
I was supposed to be really good having you on, Rick, because you'll be able to break down the actual.
So that was a -7, so kind of weak punish there from Senzer, but he gets the solar plexus strike here.
Yeah, the solar plexus, and he can dash up DP.
Solar plexus, also known as the best move in the game.
That is the thing about it. And Senzer just trying to jump out there or backdash maybe, but just gets hit a couple of times there.
On the plus frames, my friend.
Not going to escape that way. It's usually best to just try and block. Nice little tick throw there, just establishing that as an option. And the fierce crash counters goes in another tick throw. Byak not really got much of an active kind of throw teching game.
They're rare and far between, but he gets them sometimes.
He blocks him on the command dash and the raw bolt there. Coming up Senzer in this round. This is
you see the old standing medium kick coming forward.
Oh, max range overhead! I fucking love that.
You can see as soon as Byak has that V trigger, the standing medium kick will start flying. So he's got to watch out for that. Yeah.
Do you know what the best thing about this is? Senzer didn't go 10-0 already.
That is true. That is true.
So he's already improved on his last first to 10.
I was impressed by Senzer here, to be honest. Byak,
very solid play.
Yeah, like this matchup can be, believe it or not, a little bit tricky.
Doesn't interrupt the dash that time. He does get command thrown. Just uses that safe Oki on the hard kick.
Yeah.
Senzer's been.
Byak seems to be relying more on getting the forward hard punch in to start pressure.
And obviously, again, oh wow, just the raw non-EX DP there lands. And once again, Byak using that command dash into the command throw. Reversals immediately, but this should be another DP. Oh no, he just gets the meaty MP. V reversal that back again.
Byak making use of that V trigger, or V reversal. Not letting Senzer get started at all.
Round 2.
Actual medium punch, isn't it? Not like down or back. Oh, that's
11.
Oh, it just goes for the tick throw again. Yeah, Senzer's done a good job of establishing the tick throw as an option, but it would be good to see him, especially in situations like that, just get a proper punish. Get on the forward.
It's tricky though, the EX bolt. It's the block stun is very short, so but at least a medium punish you should get every time.
Senzer doing a decent little bit of corner control here, but he does get clipped by that V reversal. But dash back into the corner, EX fireball landing every time. That should be an anti-air, gets through with a crouch jab this time. Really making use of all of the options. It looked like he was in the start. Oh, jeez.
The Rago.
Not the kind of thing that you expect to see from a almost super diamond level player, but yeah.
Or is it? Or is it?
It is. I don't play that many
1-1
games.
there.
Back pretty convincingly.
Yeah.
Didn't drop
Byaku,
it
he
or
is taking advantage of Senzer committing a lot in neutral to like heavy buttons, like the solar plexus strike and the Hadouken. So he's jumping a lot more, and he's getting mileage out of it. So
Obviously, solar plexus very slow on startup and recovery, so it leaves you
Yeah.
open to things like that.
yeah. And Byaku wasn't known for the jumping frog for nothing. So
Fight.
hence the green color.
Oh Jesus! The
Ooh, nice
crush dash
backdash.
comes out immediately. Nice backdash, but he misses out on the punish. And Byak's right back in there with the EX Bible this time. And oh my god, these resets are all landing. Senzer's looking a little bit skittish now. And that should be, it's going to be perfect.
That happens. It's important now that Senzer doesn't get, rattled by this and continues to keep his focus.
Fight.
Once again, I do really like that he's been making the EX Bible land a lot. Good block on the overhead. Oh, he drops the punish very slightly. That's going to be a punish from Byak, who correctly...
Oh,
nice.
the crouch A jumps too.
Good block from Byak as well, though. It's hard to block that on reaction, the little dash under, and especially not many people are using crouch AA jab anymore.
Ye
Oh,
old tech.
nice.
And a real punish this time. Yeah, Sense getting back into it.
He's
The shake.
Nice.
Love that.
He's calling out the overheads now.
Yeah.
Kept
Blocking
composure
is
and-
really important.
Final
Hopefully he's reacting to it and not kind of just doing it on autopilot. Otherwise, Byak might be able to take advantage with a couple of lows. By the command grab. That's really the thing against Laura, is that there's each of the options are like possible to counter, but it's very difficult to be aware of all of them at the same time. Oh, nice!
Ooh!
Oh, the side
Takes
switch.
a
That was
good
cool.
position as well, yeah.
Or keeping Byak in the corner, and he's really. Oh my god! I can't believe Byak went for the EX ball again. Although Senzer hasn't really shown that he has like a really solid punish for it just yet. Resets with the
Yeah,
crouch.
no, like, Senzer is committing a lot in neutral, like, not reactively, so there's a big chance it will hit. That should
That's
be
a
it, yeah.
shame. Couple of situations there that Senzer kind of dropped a little bit of damage that he could have taken, and
Lara
he
wins.
does pay the price for it.
Yeah. Byak, he's changing up his command dashes a bit, at least, so it's hard
An
to read.
important thing to do.
Yeah, and I think Senzer is committing a little bit too much preemptively in neutral, and thus get hit by the jump-ins or like get put in some horrible
And a bit far, a
situation.
couple of those block strings ending with the just stand fierce is a bit of a bold move. So see if he takes that into account, and he is.
This
looking
looks better.
pretty
I like this.
Oh,
Oh, that's unlucky.
punished, and that's something you got to commend Byak for. Is he does seem to have his punishes on lock, and obviously that's
sure.
going to be very useful. Catches the low, and nice little walkout there by Senzer. He does avoid the throw, but he's very much in the blender at the moment.
Yeah, he gotta press after that standing medium kick though. It's always -2, unless
jeez.
really meaty. Not only
It's
is
really
it
important
-2,
when you
it's
do
like
get hit.
-10 after the command dash, so he has all the time in the world to press those.
That is a good shout. It's important that once he does get hit, he doesn't keep kind of trying to scramble out, because that's when you just get hit over and over again, not even comboed to death. So as long as he can kind of keep his composure a bit. Nice little block string there, but again trying to commit to that solar plexus in the
There,
neutral.
ooh, nice.
Oh, and he once again backdashes the command dash, but he doesn't quite have the punish. Back to target combo god there. Ambiguous. Can she land behind there after that mix up?
Gotta stay focused now.
And he does get clipped by the overhead, and the command throw is going to stun. That's going to be it.
unfortunate.
Oh, the feed trigger activation as well. Just for BM. Trying to snowball a bit in Byak's favor now.
Yeah. It's hard when you... It's like when you miss the small opportunities to interrupt, then it snowballs and everything just works for Lara, so you have to be really on point. After every standing medium kick, he has to interrupt. Like, he can't let Byak do stuff after that.
if Senzer has any kind of conscious adjustments to make here. Obviously, he doesn't have any other characters, so it's really going to be a matter of playing slightly differently with Ryu.
Hey man, you've never seen Senzer's Zangief. I have.
I remember this.
Everyone
Ooh,
remembers.
-7 again, only a jab. Senzer, please.
It's weird though. In some situations, he has got the proper punish and he gets
Yeah.
like max damage. He obviously knows the combos, but it just seems like there's a couple of situations he doesn't have the muscle memory to actually do it. Oh, once again.
Yeah, I think he might think it's a light version. And does only jabs. -5 after that clap, got it.
Missed sweeps, but he did.
Senzer with the frame kills.
Yeah, I was wondering what that was.
Oh,
Oh, and there it came.
oh,
Oh, and
But-
dropped it.
Red drop, but that's yeah. God, why is he going for that overhead? Do you know? Because
No, I think he wants to command dash. The command dash after clap there is plus, so you get the mix up.
And there was the fireball behind it as well, so it would look very slow. That's really going in. If Senzer kind of maybe
One no punish.
oh that was nice.
Okay.
Back throw rather. Get some
-5, good.
and yeah,
That's something.
a
Come on,
few little
Byakuyarsu.
punishes.
Nice right there. Oh, misses the meaty. Back with the shield.
It does land this time, and he combo.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
I did not know that one. Trains on the dash up here. That
Oh, it's a bit deep.
There.
There
Yes.
we go. He gets oh my god,
I
that
was
counts.
so certain he was buffering DP and then backdash.
Yeah, I was sure to. Byaku knew. He knew.
First time in a couple of games. I really like his fireball game. He seems to have pretty good control of the ground, especially in that kind of mid range. But once Byak takes to the air or does a couple of ragged dashes in, then they start looking scary.
Well blocked afterwards.
Oh,
nice.
Come on, grab like 5 times now, and it's still.
Gotta
You
love that
can
Senzer.
easily in season 3.5 you can backdash and then forward dash and then still get a, like a medium punish. It's not. I don't know. They're in the face now. They've brought it back to mid screen. Unfortunately, big life deficit here. Land Byak
nice poke from Byak.
Forward hard punch. Really settling into a groove here and kind of seems to have a good timing on his jumps and on his dashes and everything. Senzer's gonna have to change something up to interrupt him.
Yeah, and it's like when you eat that many jumps, you don't want to establish a fireball game either because you want to be ready for the anti-air. So it's hard. He has to get into his own groove here and start counterplaying what Byak is doing.
First couple of games, he used down hard punch as an anti-air a couple of times, and I feel like that's a lot more consistent than using lights. Obviously, you do have to react a little bit faster, but it blocks. Oh,
Laura
nice.
has very good jumping buttons as well. So
Although she can't like alter her jump arc, so
that's true.
low kind of button like crouch hard punch should catch her for the most part. But again, getting reset. Good blocks, amazing blocks. He drops the combo. Oh, the tilt is so real. I'm tilted on Senzer's behalf. Nice.
Byak with the
OS.
trap.
Is that an OS? Maybe, yeah, you're right. It's probably just a trap.
No, it's not.
Catch them.
If he throws the EX clap there, Senzer can actually just crouching medium kick it to punish him. It's not real.
And yeah, got him in the corner here. Command throws, one hit away from stun.
Ah, there it is.
The block. Senzer
That's it.
usually just holding back in
No?
the corner. Not quite, but it's looking pretty dangerous. Backdash overhead is going to take it. It's frustrating. There was no reason for him to get hit by that crouch forward in the corner because there's no real reason to block high in the corner. You can't walk backwards.
Yeah, I think
That's
maybe he
what Owen
was
trying to react
trying
to
to
the
call
overhead.
out the overhead.
Yeah, but again, it's impossible to react all the time. But I think it makes more sense from a risk-reward perspective to try and react to the overhead rather than to preempt it.
Yeah.
see Senzer going to the AADP a bit more, because that really just shuts down the air approach entirely, but it does require a bit of more of your mental stack.
Chat wants a Sagat switch. Well, I don't think you're gonna get that.
Judging by what Senzer was saying about Sagat in chat.
Yes,
the other
Senzer
day,
really doesn't like Sagat. I was not expecting that at all.
Ryu, I don't get it.
The one and only.
Way too like muscly in this game. It's really creepy.
It's because he's not really tall. He kind of looks a bit oddly proportioned to it.
That was such a tilting round for Senzer there.
I don't want to say Senzer is tilted, but he looks a little tilted.
No, I mean, who can blame him there? Nice hit confirmed from Byak.
That momentum kind of based play on her side. It's difficult when you get into a cycle like this.
Yeah.
Nice trade there.
Good.
Decent look on Senzer's side. And yeah, he really
Nice
doesn't
anti.
want to... So
Ooh, the shimmy.
Nice throw, and he gets into the command grab this time. To see Senzer kind of pushing his advantage when he does get those knockdowns. Fairly real the whole time, you know, an EX fireball into knockdown. Just a couple of dashes and start enforcing some kind of mix-up on Byak's wake-up rather than backing off.
He
Because when
doesn't
he gets
get
into
many
neutral, he just gets
opportunities.
overwhelmed.
Though, since he isn't interrupting Byak enough. The thing against Laura is that you have to know the ins and outs of this matchups so well that it's like second nature. So Byak is getting away with a lot of stuff he shouldn't be. Like those claps in neutral or in poking distance, he has to low profile those.
Again, I really like that as a decision tactically, but unfortunately he just gets jumped over. And gosh, doesn't quite manage to punish the recovery on that, and a big crush counter, but Byak's already committed to the EX5 or doesn't get the combo. Things are looking very scary.
Yeah,
He's really
nice
got a good
sequence
read on the
by
fact that after Ash starts walking back even in the corner, so he'll catch him with that low almost every time. Frustratingly. Ash up, and he gets a little bit of block pressure, but regular medium punch really isn't all that threatening. It's only +1, and it doesn't give you a natural take throw, so... Donkey kick does land. And crash jab again. Senzer them making use of a couple different options. Jump back light there.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that was huge range on the EX command grab. Obviously, Laura's
nice V reversal.
Oh, and the crouch forward doesn't quite land, and he gets crush counted this time. Yeah, he's guaranteed to get hit.
Oh,
wow.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe that happened. But once again, I've got that comboed up the overhead in V-trigger.
Yeah, it's a buff now this season. She's +4 after the overhead, so you can combo after it. With like standing light kick into EX bolt, things like that. I feel like Senzer is getting caught out by a lot of the new cancels from the season as well. It's a hard mix-up to deal with for sure.
Round 1. Fight!
Nice poke after that clap.
Goodness.
Bit of a waste choice.
There's a gap closer. Let's call it that. Oh gosh, it's so difficult if you're not interrupting those dashes, and Byak is just abusing it. Yeah, raw DP.
As he should. There is no reason for him to stop.
Representing a few of those options himself, you know, some of the slightly less entirely
-5 again.
Byak is just moving about without a care in the world. Counter hits, pressing buttons on wake up.
That should be it.
Man,
No!
God, Senzer. This
Who
is so
would take it?
spooky. Oh my god.
An overhead will come. You will say, yeah, there. I knew it.
Oh, okay.
oh, well done,
Big
man.
command crash low.
This is why we bring
Rick
you
has
on.
the Laura sense, yeah, for sure. if we could, it would be so cool to have someone on commentary every time who had, you know, one of the characters.
Yeah, that would be good. We should try if we can. Oh, that should be big damage. It goes for the
things are looking good for Senzer for the first time in a little while.
-5. I get some pokes at least.
Really like to see Senzer. Oh, okay, good. Tick throws back.
It goes for the
EX
position, so.
Yay, some throws. Nice.
Oh, and he
Nice
catches
with the
him
low.
with the low forward. A game for Senzer. Over.
Okay, is this the turning
He's
point
good.
for Senzer here? Has he
Really
figured
nice
something
at
out?
that game. I think if he just makes use of, like, the thing was, missions where he wasn't getting the full punish, but he also in the first game made a lot of use of take throw, and Yak doesn't really seem to have a great answer to that. So I would really like to see Senzer kind of going to that option a bit more. It's just really hard with Ryu because his buttons have a lot of pushback, and he has a tough time, even after a lot of his knockdown situations, getting immediately next to the opponent.
Yeah. Byak is also walking backwards to kind of escape the situation, so I think Senzer has to try to poke low a little bit to make him stop doing that.
He gets stunned as well.
Byak back with the revenge here now.
Yeah, this is looking pretty dodgy. Byak angry with that, and the for that first round. See if Senzer can collect himself again with a big swing in neutral. Yep, was that punish in the fireball? I don't know what Ryu's fireball is on block.
I think isn't
Oh,
it
not
like
the double
minus?
head back, please.
No, it isn't. It's only a ghetto perfect.
Oh no.
that's-
Oh, thank
Oh,
God.
landed it. Goodness.
It's
double
not over
head
until
backs.
it's over.
This is so stressful. Senzer is looking at like completely full meter. And I've seen a couple of things that he has on Ryu. I would really like to see him bring this back, but
Yeah.
and Byak is looking pretty cagey.
He's fully stocked here, so
Oh,
Forward hard punch lands.
clips him.
Gah.
I just want to see Senzer throw more. He's going for those like box things on wake up.
Yeah,
More
you
tick
gotta
throws
mix
would
it
be
up.
nice.
Especially with someone who doesn't really tech throw so much. You know that what they're going to go to eventually is trying to press buttons to interrupt, and that's when the frame traps really come into their own.
Yeah.
Mm.
One of the biggest things about like going from kind of, I don't know, about like intermediate play to like slightly better intermediate play is that like block strings and then with occasional tick throws to tick throws with occasional block strings. Oh my goodness.
Ah,
Oh my goodness, I can't believe that went over, or under rather. One of the Byak. Still on a fairly significant life deficit here.
Ah, unlucky.
I believe Senzer blocked that. Okay, he has been blocking the other side a lot of times, but still. And Byak really mounting a comeback
Byak
here,
memeing
one
on
hit
him.
away from start.
oh,
Oh, that big elbow. Ugh. Gonna take that round.
Round 2. Fight.
For the start of the round, and obviously Laura. Yeah, nice block on the overhead.
oh no.
Oh, he misses his little reset, that's the thing. And yeah, so many. Is that all plus frames? The dash was.
Yeah, but you can interrupt the clap he's doing with a crouching light kick. You have to call it out. It's hard in the corner. It's easier out in neutral.
For Laura? Block?
Plus. Is it 3? No, 2. Plus 2, I think. It's plus 2 or 3.
Frame
Or
traffic.
it's 5 frames, so it's a legit
Okay,
frame.
so Byak has put himself above retaining his King of the Thunderdome title.
My Senzer can win 8 straight games.
I
He
believe
can
in
do it.
Senzer.
Senzer can do it.
If anyone can do it, it's NCH protagonist Senzer.
Yeah.
It's the command dash this time and interrupts the
Hey,
light
press
kick,
that.
but that is going to be swinging content over the fireball to stop Byak from just immediately getting out of the corner. And again with the crouch hard punch. Just a very consistent option against a standard jump arc.
Oh, iconic.
Just letting Byak go get a little bit too much. Again with the uppercut, I love saying that. Soul Plexus is going to land.
That
I think
is
it's full
a
combo.
Senzer classic, by the way. 2 medium punch into walk back soul plexus.
Oh, reset.
Yes.
And that wasn't. Was it?
Very
With
nice
the back behind it.
Round 2.
But it doesn't matter, you got the counter. Could be Senzer's moment. All he needs to do. He does manage to block after that fireball, but yeah, looking very scary. He does interrupt the dash though.
Yeah, that's good. But he should. That button is -2. He doesn't have any meter, so he should press every time. There's no meter.
Fireball tries to throw, but good tech from Byak recognizes the situation in the corner there. And unfortunately, Senzer not quite ready for the overhead. But he does interrupt again. If he starts just kind of enforcing that interrupt,
Yeah.
then
Then it will
it will at
swing
least make
around.
Byak scared.
Oh, hard guess there.
Man, I can't believe that went under.
Yeah, it's a 50-50, legit. A 50-50 side switch.
So rough.
Final round.
So, when she resets with her standing hard punch, you can choose what side to land on.
Oh,
Ooh!
no. Oh, nice.
Is this it? That's the protagonist awakened.
You're getting the stun, but Byak, very smart, view reversals, reduces the
Oh,
stun.
and
This is a
then,
punish.
then goes into -11.
Sorry, was I calling Byak smart? Let's get the anti-air, but it's a trade. This is such a scary situation. He doesn't DP,
Oh, no.
and he gets thrown, and that's going to be it. Oh, shame. Senzer put up so many nice little moments there, but in the end, Byak was
Yeah.
just too scary.
Yeah, he couldn't resist the force named Byakuyarsu.
Would Ryu play?
Apparently no one can resist the force that is behind. Is that his third week now? On top? So it's
Yeah, but he's kudos to Byak for defending the turf.
Yeah, definitely.
I have to say.
So he's gone
Well done.
Zizm, Hoppy, now Senzer.
It's go time.
Not just like a first to 2 monster as well.
Yeah,
He's out here winning these first sends.
definitely showing his stuff.
That was really good.
Yeah.
So I wonder who the next challenger is going to be then. He had quite a few people
Is
asking.
Thunder who the next challenger? Thunder?
Oh, shit.
Because it's the Thunder Dog.
Yeah.
I know we have a Swedish guy named Dusfori who wants to challenge him. Challenge him.
Rick, I think
Next.
you're going to have a few people asking you for Laura matchup experience.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah,
can
yeah.
go challenge React.
The problem is I'm traveling to CPTs at the moment. Otherwise, I would be
Yeah. Nice.
very available to help.
Wait, okay. So the event is called Thunderdome, but the winner is called the Thunderdog. That is the way it
Okay.
makes the most sense, I think.
Okay, that works. That works.
Thunderdog.
So Byak remains the Thunderdog.
Yeah.
So one more thing, guys. We did announce the sign-ups today for our new EU tournament, Continental Cross-Up. Post the sign-ups and chat. If you are EU and you haven't signed up already, go ahead. There is no rank
Dog
restriction this season, so regardless of what rank you are free to join.
You're not over 20k?
As long as you're not over 20k.
Not over 20k, you can join no matter what rank you are, as long as it's not over 20k,
So
that's for sure.
You're confident you can be diamonds, but super diamonds is too much.
Exactly.
Fair enough. Anyway, that's it.
Dog
from me.
tournament.
What
That's
about
it from
you
me.
guys? You good?
Yeah. Cheers.
Okay, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in.